Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. This week's little episode is going to be I'm going to make a table lamp. The last vase I did, the recipient said it'd probably look good as a table lamp, so rather than try and hide the bodies somewhere, I thought, well, why don't I make a table lamp? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's going to be slightly different to the shape of the vase I made before, very similar. I've got a blank already made up. I say a blank because it's a segmented piece of work, which I'll show you that in a second, and I shall also explain how I did it. I should have really videoed it, but I didn't. So anyway, I'll show you the bits of wood. Right, here we have it. It's actually in three pieces. I've got a piece of cherry, piece of leylandi. These have been cut obliquely, and in the middle I've put a strip of oak. It'll probably be quite stiff at the joint, but what I've done just to make sure is I've turned out on the inside of these a 1-inch hole and placed a turned dowel in there, so not only is the glue joint from the cherry to the oak, from the oak to the leylandi holding it, there's also a solid piece of dowel in there. The dowel will obviously get drilled out, but it'll only be drilled out to sort of 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8, to allow the cable to run up, but that'll give a good section inside of where the glue will be on the inside as well as on the outside. So that's it, nice bit of cherry, bit of oak and a bit of leylandi. I've already sort of turned it roughly cylindrical. So what I'll do now is work out what sort of shape I'm going for. That's going to be the base, that's going to be the top. I'll probably go for a reverse shape of the vase that I did and go in that away rather than just tapered straight down. Right, first job is I'll finish off making it cylindrical. I've already turned a tenon, so obviously that's in a chuck jaw there, and I've got a tenon there for when I need to turn it around and do whatever it is I've got to do down there. Right, that there will be the radius over at the top. The base will have to have a plinthy type thing. You may notice a lot of splits. What I did previously, I actually filled these with medium CA, so at least they should be relatively stabilised. And the idea will be to sort of, I don't know actually, but sort of come in like so. He says. As long as I don't go any thinner than an inch, We should be alright, but I don't think I should be going much too near that distance. I've also got to drill out a long hole for the cable to pass through. And what I'm going to do in the base is hollow out a section. So what I can do with that is provide a coil of cable so that if anything needs to be done on the light fitting at the top, it can be unscrewed and there's plenty of room for it to be taken off and adjusted without having horrible tight cables to be pulled on, etc. I'm going to have to fill that, I think. It looks like quite a simple turn, but actually it's quite demanding, because you've got a reasonably hard wood and a very soft wood, and you've got a super hard wood in the middle. So actually trying to get a nice smooth continual run is quite well, in my case anyway, bloody impossible. Pardon my French, or whatever language that happens to be a curse word in. So I'll get the neg rake scraper on there and try and tidy that up. First I need to get some CA and a few shavings. I'll get that done and get back to you. Right, while I'm waiting for that to go off, I'm going to actually take a little bit, I'm going to try and curve this a little bit rather than have it straight. Let's see how that works. I think a bit of a sharp up required. It's surprising the difference between all these bits of wood, really. You can really feel it when you go into that oak. I mean, this is a piece of cake, apart from the knots to turn and scrape. And the cherry itself's not too bad, but as soon as you hit this small section here where the oak is, blimey, doesn't that make a difference. Right, a little bit of a lump there, but I think that's the sort of shape I'm after, and that's pretty much where I'm going to stay. Just get rid of that bit there. Super. Alright, I'll give that a go over with the neg rake, see what that turns up. Right, the rest of it's going to be done with sandpaper. Right, I've got to drill a hole which will go roughly to here. I'm going to hollow out. I'll turn it around, I'll hollow out up to about here, and I'll clean off the bottom of the base and get ready to glue on. I think I'll put a piece of oak on actually. I'll sort this end out first, I think. Yeah, I think that'll do. And if I do that deep enough, then obviously I can, instead of having the mortise on there, I can use it as a instead of having a tenon on there, I can use it as a mortise. I'll get there in the end. And that heat's opened up some more cracks, which was bound to, because the wood itself is, it's not green, but it's not, we're not talking dry for central, centrally heated homes. Anyway, that's a 2-inch hole in there, which takes us to a point where I can get an oddment of cable up there for what I already explained. I'm going to do a slightly bigger hole in the base here so I can actually get it back in the chuck, and spin it round, shape it up, and see about finishing. Right, I'll mix up a bit of 5-minute epoxy, glue that on, and leave it for however long. Back in a bit. Right, I've glued a bit of oak on the base there to thicken it up for the thingy that the cable goes through. Should have thought about that earlier really, but still. So I'm going to quickly or roughly trim that off. I don't think the glue's gone off 100%, so I know it's 5-minute epoxy, but it usually still takes quite a few hours to set properly, but hopefully it's enough just to trim that off and drill out the hole, and then I can turn it back round. Right, I think I'll get the sanding on the go. Okay, well, welcome back. It's been sanded down from 80 grit all the way through the grits to 400. I'm now going to put some sanding sealer on, cellulose sanding sealer, to help protect this bit while I do the rest of it. Right, I don't know what it looks like in the camera, but it looks not too bad out here. What I'll do, I'll put another coat of sanding sealer on it in a minute, and I'll manage to get some wire wool, so I can give it a quick wipe with some wire wool. Get a little paper towel off it, and decide what sort of finish I'm going to put on it. Okay, it's had 2 coats of cellulose sealer on it. I'm now going to drill through this extra bit of oak I've put on the bottom there so I can mount it back up in the jaws. turn it round, finish off the other end. Right, well I'm going to put some finish on it now, and I'm using clear epoxy. Right, well we'll certainly see tomorrow whether it needs another coat of that or not. But at the moment it's looking pretty good. Get back to you shortly. Okay, well this is the finished article. I've got a hole drilled in there for the gland for the cable. Cable will pass all the way through, all the way up there to the light fitting. As you can see, there's quite a nice shine on there. That's pretty good. I'm not too unhappy with that. Right, there we go folks, that's the lamp, obviously without the shade. I haven't showed any electrical work because obviously electrical work is subject to national and local bylaws, and you need to take those into account when making this sort of stuff. But that is cherry on the bottom with an oak slice obliquely, and then the top is Leylandi. There you go. I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers, both the old ones and the new ones, and look forward to doing some more projects for you in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.